All right, so we're diving deep into the Premier League today. And get this, we've got two teams, two totally different stories, almost like night and day. Nottingham Forest, they're exceeding like all expectations, even, dreaming of that like continental football. It's been a while, right?
Yeah.
And then we've got Southampton. Man, they're battling it out at the bottom of the table. Really rough start for them this season.
Yeah, they've actually set a record for the worst start after 21 games.
Worst start. Yikes. So using this piece we're looking at, what's the deal with these contrasting paths? How did they get here?
Well, with Forest, it's their defense, rock solid. They've racked up 10 wins out of their last 11, and those were against, bottom half teams. And get this, 8 of their 9 clean sheets this season. Yeah, from those same games.
10 out of 11, that's a streak. Okay, but haven't they kind of had it easy going up against, the weaker teams? Doesn't that kind of like inflate those stats a little?
Yeah, you're right. Facing those lower ranked teams has helped, no doubt. But their defensive strategy, man, it's worth a closer look. They're all about that low block, inviting the pressure, then bam, they hit back on the counter.
Smart.
And their center backs, they're like dominating in the air, winning like most of their aerial duels. Think back to that draw against Liverpool. They only had 29% possession, but they held them, one of the title favorites, to a draw. Not easy to do.
Definitely not. All right, then there's Southampton, the other side of the coin, right? That match against Manchester United, though, they were ahead at halftime, showed some real grit. But like our source says, second half, not so much.
It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with them. Strong start, creating chances, then P15 momentum gone. And their goal scoring, well, let's just say Lady Luck's been lending a hand.
Uh-huh. Okay, I see what you mean.
For example, that Everton match, their only goal, it was, well, a lucky deflection off an Everton defender.
Oof. So, safe to say the new manager, he's got his work cut out for him. Any patterns in their struggles that stand out to you?
Big one. They're vulnerable to counterattacks, especially later in the game, second half, when, fatigue sets in. And that plays right into Forest's hands. They're the kings of absorbing pressure and then, boom, hitting you on that break.
So the big question, can Southampton break through Forest's like defensive wall?
Uh-huh.
Or is Forest just going to keep this win streak rolling?
$1 million question, right? We got to remember, Southampton, they're proactive. They like to press high, set the pace. This could mess with Forest's low block, maybe, but it also leaves them open, vulnerable to those deadly counterattacks.
Speaking of game changers, Forest has Morgan Gibbs-White. He's been on fire lately. He even scored, the winning goal against Southampton last time they clashed. Seems like he's the guy to watch.
For sure, Gibbs-White, he's got that creativity, goal-scoring instinct, makes him a real danger. Southampton, keep an eye on Flynn Downes. Talented midfielder, but he's got a stack of yellow cards. That disciplinary record could be a factor in this match.
Yeah, especially against a team like Forest. They'll exploit any slip-up. You know what's crazy? Forest, they've had a clean sheet in their last 5 wins, straight up. Can they make it 6 against a Southampton team that's, desperate for a win?
That's the thing, right? Can Southampton's like all-out attack style crack Forest's code, get them on the scoreboard? Or will Forest's, their defensive strength plus their knack for, turning counterattacks into goals, will that be enough for another win?
This match is going to be a nail-biter. Can't wait to see how it plays out. We've got Forest exceeding everyone's expectations. That defense is something else. And then Southampton, they're fighting hard, even with, all the hurdles they faced. Going to be interesting to see which team's strengths win out in the end. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the Premier League. Every match, it's a story waiting to happen. And you know what? Sometimes the most exciting stories come from the most unexpected places.